All right, so we did those questions, asking people online what they want to ask you. So
should be interesting.
All right, so let's start with any advice for working with family on the farm?
Patience. That is a very hard thing to. Everyone has ideas. Everyone's generally financially involved. You gotta really listen to your family. It's not really business partners yet. You are, but you have to listen to everyone's ideas and not get bullheaded and
take opinions into consideration.
Yeah, and you gotta be willing to accept that maybe your idea ain't the best idea.
Yeah.
So.
It's not? I always think my idea is the best.
Everyone does. That's why family can get to be so hard to mesh everyone together. But we always have said on our farm, we've gotten to where we've gotten to by having 3 to 4 to now 5, 6 brains all thinking. It's hard for us to make a decision. It takes us forever to.
Yep.
But we put all our minds together and then we get the best game plan to go.
What's your favorite piece of Salford equipment?
Depends the job and what you're doing. I like the 5200 for the corn ground. The 4200 is probably by far the easiest to operate. I mean, it's very easy to operate. So I'll probably go with the 4200 just for usability, setability.
Yep.
But if you're going for black, 5200.
You don't have to answer this if you don't want to. Does Toby get along with your girlfriend's dogs? You're a really cute couple. Aww.
Well, thank you.
Hard eyes.
Yeah, Toby's a friendly dog. He likes other dogs, so he's definitely enjoys it. But he just naps most of the time.
Phil Works wants to know, does Big Swede smell as good as he thinks he looks?
Oh!
Fire!
Man, I have the opportunity now to throw him under the bus without no backlash. So what should we say to that?
He's not in the cab here to say it here, so.
I would say he's not really a stinky human. I'd love to throw him under the bus, but
most days he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's got the ego though. He's got the reputation where he's got to maintain it, you know.
So, tillage with discs like the 5200 versus shanks like a chisel plow.
Yep.
That's the question.
I'll never own another chisel plow ever.
Okay.
No, 2019 was the year that we said that's it. So spring of 2020, we combined all of our soybeans at 16 to 18% in the fall of 2019 because the conditions just were what they were. It's horrible. The beans that went in the front of the combine came out of the back of the combine looking the same, full-length stems, and the chisel plow wrap mounted it. Well, the same thing happened the next spring, and we had to double pass every field to break apart the trash mounds, and that's when we said, that's it, we're going to something that sizes material. That's when we actually got the 5200, and we were very pleased with how that buried and cut up the material. Granted, it is aggressive, so you have to watch it on how. That's why we got the 4200 this fall.
Yeah, makes sense. Have you ever looked into strip till nutrient application?
There's a couple of guys that do strip tilling around here. No, ground's too heavy. Ground's just too heavy to make that work. We need black ground or you'll never drive in the field in the spring.
What's your favorite thing about farming?
Different job every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. I like that. Not every day.
You don't ever get burnt out.
Yep.
For the most part, you have a different job or a different project at least every 2 weeks.
What semi-truck brand do you recommend? I don't know if you should answer that.
I'm a Peterbilt fan.
First time for edible beans. Aren't your corn and soybeans edible?
edible beans is just the term. They are food grade. Soybeans can go to hogs. A fair amount of ours go to made into hog meat. A lot of our corn goes to ethanol. So that's, I would say that the edible beans are 100% food grade. They are not being sold to be sold to be ground for feed or ethanol or anything.
Future plans for the farm? Do you have any goals?
Keep on keeping on, I guess. Obviously, everyone wants to expand, or well, maybe not everybody, but that's kind of our goal, is to just keep on and kind of working with the Big Swede now, picking up some of his ground. So continue on doing what we do. If we don't grow, we'll be happy. If we do, we've never been, we've always said what comes to us, and we'll be happy with it. So,
whatever you get.
Yeah.
Good attitude to have. So what other tillage Salford tools would you want to demo?
I would say the next one that I would have my eye on, due to more deep tillage, would be the Halo BRT. I think that would maybe be a mix between the 4200 and the 5200, where you
could adjust that one. So it's really depending on your grounds. It's nice to have that.
Different soil types. I mean, you might play with that way more than you'd ever think. For different soil types, corn versus black beans versus soybeans, you might have different settings, maybe different settings in the same field, which can be controlled by the cab rather than getting out.
Yeah, which is really nice. So now you have a little bit of jealousy with Ivers Farms, who were trolling you the other day.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty spot on of him to do that too, and I was like, oh no, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Can't get you one yet. Maybe next season. Your favorite job on the farm?
I would say probably harvesting. Combining is probably my favorite. I don't mind really too much of it. I don't enjoy cleaning equipment, but it's a part of it.
Yeah.
We're perfectionists, so we don't do a crappy job at it, so that gets to be long.
Yeah. What are some of the biggest challenges farmers have, and how do you overcome them? Weather, I would say, is one of the biggest ones, right?
We were doing the numbers just from this year versus last year, and 15% less yield on just soybeans. We haven't done it for corn yet. 15%. We did everything exactly the same as far as fertilizer, chemistry, seeds, and that 15% of revenue loss is 100% weather related, which it is for every farmer in any condition or any year. Conditions are different, and weather is your biggest variable on whether either are you going to make money, how much money are you going to make, or in the past 8 years, how much money would you be losing? Yeah. Which is also something people like to complain about, but it is a true.
It's a huge factor to consider. 15%, that's a lot. Mm-hmm. That is a lot in the big scale of it all. Do you have average yields per acre of corn? I don't know if that's
we do not have a. We literally they came out like 3 days after we got out of combine, so I'm not solid on knowing the number.
That's cool.
That yet.
What's the biggest convenience that Salford has compared to other companies you work with for the convenience factor of the tools?
The tool, I would say, just lack of maintenance. With any shank style, whether it was chisel plow or ripper, I don't care what brand it was, we really ran a lot of different ones. It was constant bolts broken, levelers broken, brackets broken, frame breaking. We have not experienced any of those issues yet. Should I say yet?
No, don't say yet. Is that going to happen?
But we put probably 10,000 acres on this tool alone, and we have not broke. We broke a couple of leveling bolts,
Yep.
which is very minor. But
Andy's trying to call right now.
I say a couple. We used to break a couple per day on rippers and chisel blocks.
Oh, wow.
And then I'm talking a couple in 10,000 acres. So
What's the wear on your tines? Have you measured them out to see what they did?
they're definitely starting to see some wear. We talk to Andy on what the measurement is where they're shot.
Yeah.
They're definitely wearing, like any tillage tool behind the tractor tracks, wear more than the wings and anywhere else through the machine, just because it runs constantly in compaction. But they are nowhere near shot yet, but they are showing wear.
Showing somewhere. Advice for a high school kid that wants to get into farming.
Find somebody that's looking for a hired man, whether it's mowing lawn, cleaning bins, whatever. You gotta start at the bottom to get to the top.
Because it's all learning, right? Every job is a different learning experience.
Everything about it is
just like how to sit in the buddy seat and not get sick.
Yep. Yeah, she's getting car sick here.